Okay guys, let's go through a review of multiplying complex numbers and also finding the complex conjugate for numbers. So in this problem, we are going to multiply these two expressions that have imaginary numbers in them. So my first thing is going to be to go through and use the shortcut method to multiply them. So when I start multiplying, remember I start with this value and I'm going to multiply through. So if I do positive 1i times negative 8i, it's going to be negative 8i squared. 1i times 4 is going to be 4i. Going to add my 0, and then I'm going to go to the 6 value and multiply it by both these numbers. So 6 times negative 8i is negative 48i. 4 times 6 is 24. And now I'm going to total. So 24 minus 44i minus 8i squared. Now the only thing I need to deal with at this point is I can't have an I squared in there. And I know that this is equal to negative 1. So I'm going to go through and plug that in. So 24 minus 44i minus 8 times negative 1. And I know this piece right here, negative 1 times negative 8 is going to be positive 8. And I'm going to bring the rest of this down. The one thing I need to consider now is that these two values are like terms. So 24 plus 8 is going to give me 32, and then minus 44i. And that's going to be my final answer. Okay, now let's go to complex conjugate. And I'm not really going to go through multiplying as much as I am finding the complex conjugate. So when I look at these, I'm going to focus only on the bottom part of the fraction. And when I look at that, I'm not going to change the numbers, but I'm going to change the sign in between them. So on this one, I have a plus sign that's in between it. So I'm going to leave the 8 and the 5i just as they are, but I'm going to change the plus to minus. So this is a complex conjugate for this one. Okay, in this next one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to leave the 6 and the 4i where they are. There's a minus there, and now I'm going to change it to a plus. So that's a complex conjugate for this. On the last one, I have 8 minus I. So I'm going to leave 8 and I alone, but instead of doing minus, I'm going to do plus. And this is going to be the complex conjugate for this. Okay, look over your stuff from your foldables tonight, and we'll practice more tomorrow.